Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a rating your Doomstack video covering a juiced up Plague Monk Censor Bearer Doomstack, where this would only be possible as Clan Molder. He's given all of his Plague Monks at least 7 mutations, and that means that all of them have the 10% ward save bonus, and all of them have a minimum of 50% physical resistance, and various other things. So they've all got Necroparasites, they've all got Perfect Vigor, they've all got Stalk, they've all got Vanguard Deployment, and they've all got Passive Regeneration. So this might be one of the strongest melee infantry armies I've ever seen, or it all could just be wasted and they might still just rip through us, because it's on very hard battle difficulty. The only way to know how they perform is if we do this battle. But definitely a lot of effort's gone into this, for sure. Now you could do this quote-unquote legitimately without save scumming, but the amount of time it would take to do it would be pretty absurd. You'd have to get very, very lucky. Whereas doing this with save scumming actually wouldn't take that long. So what I mean by that is you just save the game, because it's on very hard campaign and battle difficulty. You just save the game, do a mutation. If it leads to an instability, load, try again. So on and so forth, and you just keep doing it until you get what you want. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we do a Vanguard deployment, but I think it would be a mistake not to utilize the choke point here. So I'm just going to stand back and keep them like this, and kind of let them cross a little bit, pop down a few plagues, and then just charge in. So it'd be silly not to use the magic. I know sometimes in some of the battles I didn't use magic, but we are up against a lot here. And trust me, the Plague Monks, they're gonna get a chance to fight. That's for sure. Alright, let's just wait for them to get organized. Alright, so the balance of power is not in our favor here. It did say that in the order resolver. A lot of monsters in here as well. And these guys would normally be pretty good at getting rid of Plague Monk Censor Bearers. Alright. What could be a good idea is just popping down a Vermintide on them, just to get them to use their breath attacks, just so it's on cooldown. We've also got the Clan Molder Clanstone. Oh, and they've both got these Iron Suppel's Black Horror. That's good. So yeah, got some magic, might as well use it. How many wins do we have? Yeah, plenty. Oh, they fucking dodged it. Some bitch. Oh well, easy to recover the Winds of Magic, so that's not a problem. But yeah, they completely dodged that plague. Yeah, look, they're doing the breath attack. Because they'll just use it on the first thing that they can actually reach. Cool. I don't expect that to hold out for very long, but they're still getting organized, so why don't we annoy them? Looks like they're starting to cross. Plus they spend all their bloody resources, or their abilities on it, trying to get rid of it. This one here doesn't have a Vermintide ability. Alright. Also want to utilize this, but I also don't want to stay too close to that dragon. Okay, start moving up. Alright, that looks like it's going to do a ton of damage. Okay, that looks alright. And that dragon, yep, eat that dragon, cool. Good, they ate that charge like it was nothing, that's what I was expecting, and I need some more wins so I can put another plague down over there. Especially on the... Oh, I think I missed. What's that? Especially when I pop that down on the dark shards. Yeah, because here we're just sort of eating that up. We need to get through here. Get these dark shards. So far so good. Not really taking much damage at all. Good, they snuck through. Try and get another one through. Okay, this one here is taking a bunch of damage. Necroparasite time. Looks like a good plague there. It's easier to get through like this. Okay, this one here is taking too much damage. Pull him out. Don't worry about getting around the back of them. We need to stop the dark shards. Even with the physical resistance and everything, they're still doing too much damage to us. Alright, let's pop down Clan Mortal Clanstone right on there. It's looking good, looking good. We're really not taking much damage at all. I'd guess that a regular Plague Monk Censor Bearer army probably would be on the verge of defeat at this point. Because they're very squishy. But, as in, normally they're very squishy. Not today, they're not. These guys are squish-proof. No, just leave them alone, leave them be. Let the plague sort them out. Good, so you know they're fighting there against Sisters of Slaughter and a unit of Black Ark Corsairs, and they won. So on very hard battle difficulty, they're beating 2 units of about same tier sort of units. I know the Plague Monk Censor Bearers are technically tier 5, but Skaven melee infantry suck normally, especially on the higher difficulties, which this is on. Okay, now what we want to do is utilize the Clan Molder Clanstone to try to get up to full strength with it, and also the Necroparasites. Just let them go, that doesn't matter. Alright. Everybody that's still got Necroparasites, use it. Because this is part of what makes this Doomstack good, is the ability to regenerate after every fight. Or during the fight. Oh, I had one of those there. Could have used that. Oh, it's not like the battle lasted very long. Come on, hurry up. You miss out on your heals. Well, this guy here doesn't need it. There's no limit to how many units you can target with this, so pop it down. And get a nice little extra 1,000 hit points regenerated. And it revives dead units. I don't think it's going to take 2 minutes. Oh, hang on. This guy here is... Look, we don't need to continue on the campaign after this. It's just to make the point. But yeah. 2 full stacks of Dark Elves. Less than... Well, the equivalent of less than 1 Plague Monk actually killed off. And in fact, we'll probably be able to recover it when we eat them. Yep, full strength, apart from the Brood Horror. I did very well. Alright, well, we've done the test, this is just whatever. That's fine. So now let's look at how this Lord has been leveled up. And I want to see if he's got Skrulk, because maybe Skrulk might have been not necessarily stronger, but it could have been cheaper in Skrulk's army, because I think he reduces the upkeep cost of Plague Monk Censor Bearers.
Fight die for baby.
Yeah, that was a very strong army. Okay, yeah, whatever. Alright, let's have a look here. So, let's firstly check to see if Skrulk's around. He probably doesn't have him, based on what I'm seeing here.
All hail Hornet.
And it looks like Skrulk is dead. Yeah, so once Skrulk is dead, you can't bring him back, so I can't really check right now. I'll have to load up in a different save file to have a look. Okay, let's have a look at how this guy's been leveled up. Of course, you want to go down all of this. That makes sense. Okay, so we went down Respected and Feared. That gives weapon strength and melee attack. Yep, that's fine. And Mutagenic Elixirs gives physical resistance, armor, and leadership for those Plague Monks. Right. Right, and let's have a look at some of this stuff. Yeah, so the main ones here to get were the Necroparasites and the Perfect Vigor and Regeneration. And where's the Stalk come from? Yeah, Vanguard Deployment and Stalk from Stalker Censors, right. This one here's got 8. So this one also got this one. Maybe that, I don't know how it got that one. That doesn't seem like a very useful one because it loses melee defense. I wouldn't really worry too much about immune to psychology and +5 leadership with these units. Spider Sense is probably good, even with the reduced melee attack, getting that physical resistance because it's so high. Yeah, that's really helpful. And did you research the stuff that improves them? Isn't there some stuff over here that gives them a little bit of extra strength? I can't remember, even though I just played a Skaven Camp. Oh, no, that one there, Plague Monk units, okay. Right. Alright, so let's think about giving this a rating. So, I imagine that this army would actually be really good to use for sieges. One of the big complaints about the Weapon Team army is not that it can't win sieges, but that sieges are tedious, because you gotta sit there and just keep casting Plague, and then use the Poison Wind Mortars, and just go through the stages, and a fairly simple siege could take, 20 minutes. A difficult one could take an hour. Whereas this, you just Vanguard deploy and stalk all the way up to the walls. The towers won't get much shots off on you, and climb up on the walls, and from there, any missile units and magic that they might have probably won't be able to be utilized effectively, and you just shred them because the AI loves to hold on to the walls, and also you're not taking any fatigue penalties because you've got perfect vigor. You'd absolutely rip them to shreds up on the walls. So, very easy to use for sieges, which is definitely a plus, because sieges can be an absolute chore, and yeah, that would definitely take that away. I want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I also know that this is hugely inconvenient to make. Like, a lot of what's this called again? Mutagen has to go into this in order to make it, so it's very expensive. Plague Monk Censor Bearers are about on the same cost as a Brood Horror. Brood Horror is being a little bit more expensive. It actually might be easier to build than a, one of my Weapons Team armies, because my Weapons Team's army requires trait farming, and also to get 4 Plague Priests and 2 Warlock Engineers, and that's also very expensive to do, so I definitely can justify putting in that extra effort for the Skaven. Like, their armies need to be tip-top. So, like, I want to give it a 10 out of 10, but it's a melee infantry army, so I'm naturally biased against giving it a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 against my instincts because I feel like it kind of deserves it due to how much effort went into this. It performed really, really well. It took out essentially 3 full stacks over the end turn. It did everything that I would have wanted it to do. Apart from, it didn't take no casualties, but if we used the Clan Mulder Clan Son again, we could have wiped out. Actually, no, it didn't take any casualties, didn't it, in that first battle, because we actually recovered it all. It took damage when in the auto resolve. Right, yeah, so yeah, okay, 10 out of 10. Alright, well, how about this? How about you guys let me know what you think it is, and I'll let you guys decide on the score for this one, because I'm conflicted, because Melee Infantry Army, it just shouldn't do this well, but it did really well. So I feel like I should give it a 10 out of 10, but I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10. But anyway, that's the end of this one. Let me know what you think about this one. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for sending this in, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.